Welcome to my corner. Okay, so it's October. I'm so excited because for me, October equals homecoming season, okay? And homecoming season for me is like a national holiday, okay? So I am a product of an HBCU, historically black college university. I actually went to the greatest HBCU in the land, Winston-Salem State University, okay? I got my degree in communications. Okay, now that we're clear, so because I'm a product of an HBCU, I figured I'd tell you the story about how my HBCU changed my life. So a lot of people don't know that when I was 9 years old, I moved out of the country and I never came back until I was 17 going on 18. I moved to Japan and then we moved to Europe. So basically Japan was kind of ethnic, so it was cool. You know, I hung out with black kids, but in Europe there was only like 4 black people in my graduating class. Yeah, I graduated with 61 people, 4 of them were black. I was this Oreo. I listened to Kelly Clarkson, Fall Out Boy. I love One Tree Hill, Gavin DeGraw. Pretty much I didn't really embrace my culture. I was class president. Literally parents loved me. I was like the perfect thing. Let me put it like this. If I went to a room full of white people, I think I would have blended in because there was no, my culture, I didn't know anything about it, put it like that. Which was crazy because my parents always made sure we knew where we came from, but I don't know, for some reason I just didn't think I came from it. So I remember I applied for all different types of universities and all the white schools didn't take me. I wanted to go to East Carolina, not really, but I wanted to go there because my family went there. They're like royalty VCU and I didn't get in. I was so vexed. My spirit was vexed. All the HBCUs I applied for, I got into. So I was like, well, maybe this is my path. This is my destiny. Let me go to this HBCU. So I remember I wanted to go to North Carolina A&T because of drumline. I was like, well, I want to go to North Carolina A&T. And my mom was like, you're not going there. And I was like, why? And her friend's son had went there and he had got robbed the first day. So she was like, you're not going there. So then I was like, okay, I'll go to Fayetteville State because I have cousins that go to Fayetteville State. My cousin was in the band. And I'm like, okay, I'll have friends. My dad was like, you ain't going there because Fort Bragg was down the street and you got a whole bunch of airmen thinking they down and want to impregnate you, so you're not going. So I had Winston-Salem State. It was kind of like it chose me. It was kind of like we were destined to be. My parents were like, you can go there, and then if you don't like it, you can transfer out. You can go to UNCG. You can go to ECU, wherever you want to go. So I wanted to go to a PWI, okay? Because I felt like I would be more comfortable around those type of people. But it wasn't my path. It wasn't where I needed to be. So I pulled up to Winston-Salem State on the first day. I remember I pulled in where Rams Commons was and I saw the dorms, and my institution is so beautiful. And so I pulled up and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be living here. I'm so excited. And this girl, she said, your dorm is over that way. Y'all acting tall, oh my gosh. 6 stories high, 2 people to a room, 3 if you're on the corner, community showers. The elevator didn't work, so I had to climb 6 flights of stairs with a huge suitcase. It was just not. I remember I walked in there, girls had long nails, booty shorts on, they had doobie wraps, very, everything I wasn't used to, they were. So I remember I met my roommate, she's so sweet. Shout out to Lulu 608, the best room to ever do it. I remember I met Lulu, we had talked on the phone before I came, but I still was just like, I don't know. So I met Lulu. Lulu had long nails, nail art, and Lulu had a doobie wrap. Lulu was fresh, okay? I just wasn't up to par. And I remember my mom was like, could see on my face that I was uncomfortable. I don't know if Lulu, could you tell I was uncomfortable? Anyways, so I was like so uncomfortable. And my mom was like, well, you guys are the same size. You guys can wear the same clothes. I was like, no, I'm not saying it. Oh my God, heck no. I cannot live here. I literally was Whitley from a different world, okay? That's how I was. Except my parents weren't that rich. And so I was just like having a culture shock. So we were in this freshman orientation program. So I met all different types of girls and I had a little crew I hung out with. So I remember the first weekend there, we went to a Q party. And this is where I found out that I love men who are big, who like to bark, and I love Qs. Let me just put it like that. I still have a problem. I need to let them go because they're heartbreakers, all right? But this is where I knew I was in love with these type of men, all right? So I went to a Q party. I remember the girls was twerking. I couldn't twerk anymore. Like in Japan I could, but like when I went to Europe, we didn't twerk. We fist pump like Jersey Shore. So I had to teach myself how to twerk. So I put on the Yin Yang Twins. She got her hands up on these and then the balls on her thigh. She like her twerk. So I remember I had to I would be in the mirror like, wop, wop, wop. I had to make myself do these things because I did not want to not be down, okay? So then the next week we went to a club, and I remember I walked up in the club and girls were in the cages, and I thought my roommate and us were at a strip club. I was like, oh my God. She was like, girl, no, this is normal. And so I remember they was dancing, and I was just not fitting in. Like, I could not do it. So I was like, oh my God, I have to tap out. This is not where I need to be. Like, I can't do it. No, I don't want to go here. And my mom and my dad stayed 3 days after they dropped me off just to make sure that I didn't want to go home, because my mom and dad didn't think I could do it. I don't think anybody knew that I could go. Nobody would want me to. I don't think anybody believed that I would make it at this HBCU, because I was not anything black, okay? I wasn't. I liked Hillsong. I just was this little, there was nothing in me that was going to survive, okay? I remember I took this class, government, and I remember the teacher, Dr. Little, oh my gosh, best teacher ever. And I remember the first day of the class, he came in there, he was cursing, and I was like, oh my God. All right, let's get it together. So I remember he did this icebreaker, and he was like, all right, stand up if you come from a single parent household. I think me and like 3 other people were the only people sitting down. Stand up if you and your siblings all have the same parents. It was still like me and 3 other people sitting down. Stand up if you, something else. But I remember something so valid that he said. He said, it don't matter what you stood up for, what you sat down for, y'all all on the same journey. You have different walks of life, but let me show you how your path is going to merge. And basically, he began to teach. And I took AP government, so I knew everything about government. I knew how the laws work. I knew how to ratify a law. I knew how Congress worked. I didn't know it from a black person's standpoint. So I remember we were going to vote for city-elect council or whatever. And I remember we got excused to vote, but I couldn't vote because I was 17, and this guy behind me couldn't vote. And so they was like, why are you in class? He was like, well, I'm a felon. Y'all, my face on, I said, a felon? Oh my. I'm taught that a felon is someone who's killed somebody, homicide, murder. I'm like, oh my Jesus, we go to school with felons? Oh my Lord. And so he began to tell Dr. Little why he got a felony. And Dr. Little began to teach on this whole process. And I remember when I was in school, Bill Clinton was considered a great president. Black people loved him. But Dr. Little began to teach me that he was the reason that so many people were getting locked up on drug charges, petty drug charges. So now this man is 21 years old with a felony, or maybe he's 23 with a felony, over carrying a little possession of weed or something. And I remember he began to teach me these things, and I was just like, whoa. See, I had a high school teacher teach me government, but he couldn't teach me from a black person's standpoint. He couldn't teach me all these different rules, and I was just like, oh my God. So I began to see things. They began to open my eyes. And so to this day, y'all should really watch the 13th documentary. Everything Dr. Little taught me is in that documentary. So then I remember I took a class called African American Studies, which is a requirement in HBCU. And I remember I knew a little bit about slavery. I knew about Martin Luther King. I knew about these things, but that's because of my grandmother. She used to march with Martin Luther King. I knew these things, but I didn't know about Emmett Till. I didn't know about that. Did you know that paper was created in Africa? I did not know. All right. Even in my church walk, I went to church where they play guitars and jumped up and down. And I mean, I had a black church, but we didn't shout. Bro, I went into church. It was hot. I asked for a fan. Black Jesus was on the fan. I said, Jesus is black here? Lord have mercy. Everything about it, I just had this great shock, but at the same time, the shock was needed because I was coming from an environment where you could be black, but don't be too black. Or you could be black, just be a Oreo. And so I was coming to this culture where it was okay if I was bougie. It was okay if I was hood. It was okay if it was okay. Just be proud of who you are. Be bold, have confidence. Do you know that this world doesn't really want you to succeed, but I'm going to teach you how to succeed. And you're not going to sell out to succeed. It was so great to be in an environment where it was welcome. So like to this day, man, I'm always so grateful for my HBCU. And I make this joke all the time. Like when my mom dropped me off, I sounded like this. But when she came back, I was like, what up, ma? How you doing, boo? Yes, because they taught me about balance. I can like trap music, Kelly Clarkson, gospel music, and still be great. It doesn't mean I'm less black. It doesn't mean any of that. So I remember I make fun of my friends because like when I went there, I didn't have a area code. I had a country code. So like, in North Carolina, they rep their area code 70425, Blue City, and I didn't know any. I'm not one of these gang sets they're repping. Okay, I didn't know. Now, when they scream their area code, I'd be like 504, but I'm not really from the 504. This is where I live, but so I rep the 25. You'll hear me scream, or during the band, you'll see me get down because this university accepted me just for who I was. I didn't have to change anything. It was great to be there. So I'm always grateful for my HBCU. I'm probably gonna send my kids to a HBCU probably because they need that. So yeah, that's how my HBCU changed my life. They taught me to be bold. They taught me to be proud of my blackness, be proud of the person I am and not conform just because society tells me to. My HBCU changed my life. I'm forever indebted. I'm always gonna give them money. I made lifetime friends there. I'm so happy for homecoming. It's about to be lit. All right, so I hope y'all enjoyed my story, okay? Come back and sit in my corner with me. All right, bye.